Welcome back. You got Will and Iman here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, Rovi, and Inscribe, and welcome back to the Ordinal Takeover.
Oh, damn. You gave it official tagline, eh?
Yeah.
Why is it called the Ordinal Takeover, dude? It's
Number
Friday.
Number two, it's Friday. We've done this for 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
That's it.
I was more inquiring about the takeover part. Just like, why are Ordinals taking over? Or why are we making that declaration?
Because they are. That's why we're doing it, right?
I mean, I'm just saying. Like, the idea is, like, this is the thing, right? We've been in this space for 4 years, right? And we've done a good job, I think. Internally, I feel like we've done a good job at, especially during these bear market periods, of like looking out into the landscapes and be like, man, something is about to like really fuck some shit up.
Yes.
Right? Whether it was NFTs, the last bear cycle, like, dude, at some point these things are going to change everything. Gaming, Metaverse, potentially finance, all these different things, right? Entertainment. But we just didn't know when or how. But we're like, at some point it's going to take over, right? So we're seeing a lot of this with Ordinals. I think we got the same gut feeling. It's like this Ordinals, this digital artifact thing.
Yeah.
At some point, it's going to take over like the consciousness, the awareness space.
Yeah.
Of not just Web3, but like at some point, the majority of people on this planet.
Yeah. I was exposed to Beeple way back in the day. I knew he was doing it every day, which was cool. Like it was a cool concept. You got to see a new picture, new art every single day. This is before like he was into crypto, like way before that, right? And all of a sudden he jumps into crypto and he was like, hey, this NFT thing is cool. And he was the one explaining what NFTs were.
Yeah.
Right? To the normies. And I was like, hey, I know that guy. I was like, he's cool. He's in crypto.
Yeah. And he was putting together like one of the coolest like drops we've seen. It was like a fidgetal drop.
Yeah.
He had a
you got one. I mean,
let's not recall bad decision making. You know, I had one.
For like a second.
Not long, but yeah. It was, you got like an actual hard LCD screen display for your artwork. And then, of course, you got the NFT counter.
Yeah.
It was very badass. I got
was
this
very badass.
Infected Pikachu looking thing. I was like, dude, I just wanted to buy it just purely for the art, like the product.
Yeah.
But eventually it snowballed into like $100,000 value thing that I did not, capitalize on. But that just kind of paints the picture of like, that got like the whole, like the juices flowing for NFTs, right?
Yeah.
It really did. Like that was the first like massive success art launch, I think.
Yeah.
And then people started to gravitate to the space because of it.
I think he still holds the most valuable sale for an NFT, $69 million.
It was a shit ton.
$69 million. Dude.
It was just like a collage of all of his dailies, right?
That's right.
Wow. So here he is. So why are we talking about Beeple?
So he's back. So,
he's back.
So according to Jan, he says that just had a chance to talk with Beeple, and when he thinks about which chain to put his art on, what matters is the longevity of the chain itself. And which chain is the longest chain known to humanity, Iman?
2 chains. I don't know. Which one?
Bitcoin.
Blockchain. Oh, Bitcoin's blockchain. Correct.
Okay.
Bigger and longer than Ethereum's chain, right?
That's what she said, dude.
True swinging chain in the room, without a doubt. That's Bitcoin, dude.
All right. So obviously he believes that if there's one chain that has a shot at being around forever beyond Ethereum, it's Bitcoin. The reason why he hasn't really done much is because Bitcoin and Ordinals yet has infrastructure issues and it's still early and has UX to improve.
Yes.
So message to the builders, we have some work to do, but the path is clear. Even the best of the best are paying attention.
So this is a big deal for exactly the reason we just discussed of like what his entry into the, Ethereum NFT space did. It really did galvanize a ton of interest and eyeballs, and he generated those huge headline sales figures, right? Yeah. And that's what it took. Every artist in the world wanted a piece of that.
Yeah,
right?
The whole world knew about this.
Yeah.
Our parents were asking us what an NFT was because of this.
Correct. Yeah. It's like, so it's and this is good. Hopefully this guy isn't like making this up. Yeah. He just took a selfie with the guy. It was like, let me just make up this bullshit narrative. Yeah. Hope to God this is like genuinely his words. Because if that's the case, then come on, builders.
Yeah.
Like, let's get to it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So this is good. Bullish.
All right, so moving on. There's a lot to go over. We got Skittles, Yuga Labs back with Skittles.
There are more Skittles, dude.
Yeah, they got a little puzzle going, and apparently you have to inscribe your solution to a puzzle. There's going to be one a week. It's pretty cool.
Good,
concept.
Interesting concept. But ultimately, they're distributing more Skittles into the Ordinal space, which is perfectly fine. I think they made $14-15 million in the last Skittles they released. So, Yuga Labs, dude, they're not done. They're still here, dabbling and experimenting in the space. Which is again another bullish indication.
So Casey just did a merge request yesterday for not only the metadata inscriptions. I think this is in progress. But it was also parent and child inscriptions, so that happened yesterday. So this is something to pay attention to. This affects bitmaps. This affects PFP builders. Basically, everyone in the Ordinal space trying to think of creative outlets.
Casey's been much more out and present these days. He went like a solid 7-8 months of not really contributing much after the release of Ordinal Theory.
Yeah,
at the beginning of the year, end of last year. But now I think he's starting to see, there's enough traction here. It's working. So how do we improve? So this is good. And the community is really discussing what are the next phases to this Ordinals ecosystem.
Correct. Yeah. And so we have a tweet here by Leonidas explaining what parent-child inscriptions are. Definitely watch our video from yesterday.
Yes.
We go deep. We go ham on
as much as we can.
Yeah, as much as we can on explaining parent-child.
Yeah.
And its effects on bitmap.
Correct.
So it's an important one. Definitely watch it. So let's move on. Good old BitGod says, "Hey, dude, Ordinals are dead, right?"
Yeah, we're gonna keep firing shots at I guess everybody who keeps firing shots at us.
Yeah,
us Ordinal enjoy yours
connoisseurs,
right? Whatever you want to call ourselves, Ordinal consumers.
Yeah,
Ordinal bros. I don't fucking know, dude. We like Ordinals, okay? So we're just gonna keep showing them these up and to the right charts until they shut up.
Right? Yeah, correct. It's
what
up
is
and
this
to the
chart?
right. So Ordinals inscriptions over time, Bitcoin Ordinals analysis.
So this is just
So this is when Ordinals was introduced to the planet.
Yeah.
And skyrocket.
Yeah, we just keep on pumping them out, dude. We can't get enough.
Yeah, we're 500,000 inscriptions away from 30 million inscriptions.
30 million?
Yeah.
Shit. Wow. So there's still a lot more to be had. I think like in NFT land, there's like, I want to say like 500 or 400 million NFTs that exist or something like that.
Oh, that's right.
Something like that. We looked at the number before, so
500 million?
I think so. So we're on our way, dude.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
I have confidence.
Damn, 500 million.
I could be wrong.
Inscriptions.
I could be wrong, but it's no. I'm talking about NFTs.
No, I know. But to get to 500 million inscriptions, that's a lot.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen because once again, this is all happening on Bitcoin. This is too interesting. Now, like the ideas of DMT are starting to kind of like proliferate, which tune into our podcast.
We're gonna
tomorrow.
We're gonna go deep.
Yeah, we're gonna hash out some DMT thinkings, like because we're starting to see you guys are really interested in the concept, and
it's no surprise because DMT was leveraged by Casey Ronamore, it was leveraged by Blockamoto,
and now we're gonna see how it's being leveraged here in this next bitmap developer project.
Yeah, so Ord.io is shouting out to Luminex. So procedurally generated 3D land rendered entirely on blockchain. So Luminex Bitworld 256 by 256 representation of every Bitcoin block stored on chain. And Jake also does a little tweet about it as well, appreciating the effort by Luminex.
Yeah, just notice all the fucking like alpha drops that's involved with like the rendering of this asset, right? It's everything that's kind of been like buzzing in the Ordinal space: recursion, reinscription, now something called BRC69, which is totally very nice. Yeah, which is totally new to me. So
yeah. So Jerry here, he says, I've been cooking this at Luminex for a while now, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. We created the first BRC69 3D asset, leveraging recursive and reinscriptions. And this is just a glimpse of what Ordinals can do. And we have a tweet by Luminex breaking down all this stuff. Okay. It says, introducing Bitworlds, a Minecraft-inspired experiment. Dive into procedurally generated 3D land, features recursive inscriptions, and there's representation of the worlds.
So how are these things generated, dude? How does this tap into DMT in any way?
So it's a playful experiment to showcase the possibilities of Bitcoin with bit worlds using 256 by 256 procedurally generated 3D land.
Beautiful.
How is it accessing the DMT sort of theory?
Yeah.
It uses the hash value of the block of your bitmap.
Which is what? What's a hash value?
So
it's like you're condensing all that information into like a string of numbers, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. So your bitmap represents a hash that is completely unique because the data in it is completely unique.
Okay.
Right. So the hash is the output. You use that hash as a seed value for your algorithm to procedurally generate your
3D
space.
world.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. We've seen other like generative, I guess, projects leveraging, Bitcoin block data. So that's all it is.
Yeah.
Like DMT is, even though it's like sounds complicated or weird at first because, digital matter theory, what is that?
It's fancy.
Like, it sounds like some like physics thing you would just totally snooze about, right? Unless you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just taking the data of a block and applying it to some sort of like new value creation mechanic.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's all it is.
Yeah. And we've been applying these patterns throughout human history. We've been recognizing these patterns and leveraging these patterns in the same way that Casey leveraged the patterns of Bitcoin's entrance into the ecosystem. Blockimoto recognized that each block was its own district and the parcels were transactions.
Yeah.
This is all DMT stuff.
Correct. So this is what's so cool, and this is why we keep pushing this idea so we could see more renditions of how can we utilize Bitcoin block data, which to us is like one of the more fascinating breakthroughs that's coming through Ordinals. It's native and truly only unique to Ordinals at the moment.
Yeah.
At some point these ideas will spill into the other chains, but for now this is one thing that the Ordinal ecosystem can claim, like we are truly the pioneers of this idea, right?
Yes. So exactly.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, so here I am. So Axie Made says this is a recurring problem for projects looking for leveraging a bitmap DMT entirely on chain. Any thoughts on how we address this issue? He's quote tweeting this data is not yet retrievable on chain from the Ordinals protocol. So here I just explain like the best way to do it, like in an efficient way. And I'll put all the links in the description so you guys can read. Here we go. Inscribe Space. Bitmap's all about making the most of its data, and we're thrilled to introduce 4 dynamic ways for you to tap into the data and bring parcels into your world. So here, Inscribe Space is showing basically terraforming your own virtual environment based on the data on Bitcoin's blockchain, which is bitmaps.
Of the bitmap that you own, right? So like you own a bitmap, it contains some sort of bit of information.
Yeah.
And that is going to be implied in how you can like configure your virtual space, basically.
Yeah.
The parameters of that.
Correct.
Within this tool that doesn't look complicated at all to use, which is what's so cool about this. This guy obviously is like a UI UX
expert,
dude. He knows how to build something that's user friendly. So I can't wait till this is. I think, man, we're gonna have an AMA series soon with Inscribe Space to try and get like as deep into the head of this creator, because as far as like bitmap ecosystem creators go, this is elite level.
Yeah,
from my perspective.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, a lot of this is on-chain data too. So
yeah, this is really cool.
Okay, moving on. Archimedes comes in with the fire. He says,
"Yeah, you guys remember him? He was on our podcast, right?
Yeah, correct.
Evangelizing the
Boss
the
protocol.
Coming revolution of Boss from the Oshi Finance,
which is really cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's needed.
It is needed. It adds a whole new layer of like function.
Yeah, I had a better understanding of how Boss worked after talking to the Tom Lehman, the inscriptions guy.
Correct.
Because he's coming up with a similar sort of implementation for inscriptions.
Yeah, a virtual machine execution environment, right?
Yeah,
outside of the chain, but leveraging on-chain components to execute on these functions. So it's really cool.
Yeah, so Archimedes says, not going to lie, the .bitmap folks is starting to turn me.
Wow.
It's a cool idea to use block data as quote-unquote matter to build
with
Bitcoin.
Okay. I know you hate that word.
Yeah. It's a beautiful and formatted perfectly for data sets, and over time, cool stuff could be created.
Absolutely.
And then so here he is again. Digital matter theory is based.
Whoa!
I don't understand why the bitmap asset is valuable still. So he has a disconnect.
He'll come around.
It'll come around. Yeah. Eventually it sticks.
Yeah.
So, but nonetheless, Archimedes was kind of pushing back on the whole bitmap.
Oh, him and a lot of others, because at face value, it's just you might not get it at first, right?
Yeah.
But then now you start to think about, okay, these bitmappers, they decided, let's create like a metaverse out of these blocks. But then you start to think about, like, hold on, there's a lot of other shit, a lot of other information data within that block.
Yes.
Not just the transactions and like the weight of them or whatever.
Yeah.
There's so much more that can be leveraged and tapped into and utilized for something of new value creation. What else can we build?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be metaverse. It could be anything else.
It can be, but the point is, now we've unleashed that capability, and we've assigned, I guess, ownership of that. And now, what kind of ecosystem can emerge from these, like, these foundational primitives of, using the principles of DMT, creating these non-arbitrary, like, of value assets, and then aligning a community around this consensus of understanding. Right now, let's build something for this out of this. That's it.
This is what's so cool. This is new stuff that we can leverage as like the Ordinals ecosystem. This hasn't been happening anywhere else.
Agreed. And it will be leveraged. I could promise you that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Metaverse, another tweet. Two transaction pristine bitmap punk floor at $517 floor.
That's crazy, dude. That's a 500x if you bought one of these a couple months ago,
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, people have there's like, I think roughly 600, 700, 800 of these that exist, these pristine punks.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about scarcity, this is probably one of the more scarce, asset classes that exist. So when you consider that, $500 doesn't seem that outrageous. No. Right? That's a fair price.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you consider that scarcity. Yeah, because the whole the culture, the idea of punks, now it's being applied to, again, NATs and DMT. Like, these are non-arbitrarily generated, right?
Derived. Yeah.
Derived. There you go.
Yeah, so that's interesting. All right, another one.
Sats. Remember the rare sats? We talked about them last week.
Yeah, remember the rare sats.
Dude, what, dude? Your whole tone shifted. What's wrong with rare sats, dude?
I suppose there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, the miners,
they also agree that there's nothing wrong with it. As you can see, miners are separating uncommon sats from the common ones. They adopted the rare sats meta. It's just a matter of time. They have every incentive to push the market.
Fascinating. So why do you think they're doing this?
So first of all, miners are collecting Bitcoin, as they do,
As they do, yeah.
And so they could say, hey, this ordinal thing is kind of taken off. There's this market that cares about these quote-unquote rare Satoshis.
Right.
They're like, why don't we just separate the rare ones from the common ones? We'll keep the rare ones, and then, we'll sell off, to pay the bills, the common ones.
Yeah, somehow they're going to become like suppliers in this market, right?
That's right.
Very eerily similar to, like, diamond. Blood diamond harvesters,
That's exactly
Let's
right.
go mine these mountains in the depths of Africa, right? And let's find these rare earth minerals and rocks and stuff.
That's exactly a great parallel.
Yeah, there's a shit ton of them, right?
Yeah.
There's a fuck ton of diamonds out there.
There is.
But we're going to, like, lock them all up. They're ours. But you guys want these too, right? So we'll give you, like,
some of
them.
Yeah.
And then therefore
they control the market.
A ton of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they're starting to come into that realization, like, there's a new digital commodities market emerging, right? Yeah. This is, again, aligned with DMT theory. These are innate, non-arbitrary properties of the Bitcoin block space.
Yes.
Right? The new introduction happens every 10 minutes, roughly, of these virtual digital commodities. So let's seize that.
Yes.
The natural human response is already, like, coming into play. It's like they're figuring out, like, let's monopolize or let's control these markets, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's happening. The miners are starting to dabble into this ordinal thing.
Yeah. So at some point, they'll probably, once the bitmap thing gets a little more heated, they'll probably come in and try.
They'll be doing the same thing.
Yeah, those initial expectations, like, at some point, the miners are going to just take over this market.
Yeah.
They probably will. And this is a signal to that.
Yeah, yeah. All right, moving on. Good old IMSO Chris on fire made Bitmap Valley live for anyone to jump in.
Okay, right
for
on.
free. You don't need any money to jump in here. As I did, check it out. I'm going to kind of zoom out here.
Yeah, this is a big deal to experience.
Look at this.
This is literally one of the first virtual environments ever like deployed and rendered on Bitcoin, right? So
correct.
If you think like this metaverse ecosystem thing is going to flourish into the next version of the internet, you're literally visiting one of the first websites ever created.
Yeah.
Essentially, right?
Yeah, that's true, dude.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a very big deal.
So definitely encourage everyone to click on this link and jump in and explore and, kind of get an idea and a grasp of like what the potential is. Because there's a lot of good features to this virtual environment. You could jump in with your friends and it's a multiplayer experience.
Yeah, you can have like a meeting in here and chat with each other.
Yeah, we've done it. We've chatted and, you can hop in these vehicles. You can have a good time.
Yeah.
Right? So it's very fun to explore. So definitely encourage that.
Speaking of a good time, we got Foxy with the OG Pass in progress right now.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Foxy.
Yeah, shout out Foxy. So exciting announcement introducing Foxy's OG Pass sale. So that's happening.
There's a link somewhere in this tweet that, it's to register for your own pass. And if you want to know what those look like, we've got a couple of them ourselves.
Yeah, we sure do.
This is what you get. This is what you receive.
Yeah.
So I'm claiming number 75, dude. Sorry.
Why?
I just want 75. I call it.
I'll allow it.
All right. You get number 74. So we're still going to be neighbors nonetheless, So we're officially going to be Foxyverse Explorers pretty soon.
Right.
Which is another 3D immersive virtual environment. One of the first on Bitcoin.
That's right. That's right.
Hopefully we're going to get to experience a lot more of this. So if you guys are working on more, virtual worlds, things we could, delve into, we're more than open to feature that on our channel.
Yeah, and we want to push progress here because bitmap is really huge. No one builder is going to take over and like build everything. So
no,
we got to have everybody contribute.
Yeah, we really want to like push the culture of like experimenting and just building anything, just being creative and why the fuck not? It's a bear market. Like let's have some fun because you never know. You might just accidentally build the next Axie Infinity or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what actually felt like a nothing burger back in the last bear market.
Right.
It really did. There was probably like a few handful of players.
There was.
In those early days. But before you know it, there's millions of people, finding value in that.
Yeah, paying
experience.
the bills because of playing Axie.
Yeah. So these things happen in Web3. So if that's not motivation enough to participate and like, get your hands dirty. Yeah. I don't know what is.
Yeah. And also, please watch our video from yesterday. We talk about child-to-parent inscriptions, how it affects bitmap, and let us know about your thoughts about that. It's really important. We got to figure out what we're going to do with the new update. And let us know if we missed something in today's video. Hit us up in the comment section below. Follow us on all our Twitter accounts, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.